Alright folks, we're back. If you can tell, we've successfully removed the mask. We're going to work on that in a different part. Right now we're going to touch up the face a little bit. If you can see what I've highlighted here, hopefully. That's the tongue, tooth, some teeth here. That all look better once we actually paint it. But now we got the nose pretty prominent. Hope you can tell. Last couple videos had some bad angles here and there. But I think next what we're going to do is... Now this head's going to be reshaped a little bit. We need to make an actual eye socket. Here's where we actually stenciled the eyes on. But we have to actually make a socket out of it. So what we're going to try is this is our small gouge. Let's see if it says the number on there. No, of course not. What we're going to try and do is, make sure the camera angle's good, is you use your gouge and actually gently press. I don't know if it's going to work. It's going against the grain. We don't want to crush the wood. We want it to cut the wood. Because you need a brow line. Everybody has a brow line. That's where your eyebrows grow. It's the brow line. And below that is where your eyes are, and it's just slightly recessed in most people. There's some people that get some deep eye sockets, some weird looking people. We're gonna try and see if we can't start it. There we go. That cut in pretty good. I don't know if that picked up on the camera, but that one went in real nice. Got this one. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. I wonder if they make a... I've never looked into it, but I just now thought of... I wonder if they actually make pins that are different colors. Anybody out there know that? If they do, let me know. That way when I'm making my marks, I can actually color the pin in each color it should be before I actually paint it. Alright, so we deepen those a little bit. Got to keep our cheekbones. Don't want to touch those too much. We still got to work on this brow line. The way the face isn't just... Sorry, get lost in thought for a minute there.
Do you even know what you're doing? You're helping an alcoholic drink like handing a killer a loaded gun. I guess you'd be the expert on that one.
I guess what I'm trying to do here is just real subtle. And then we'll soften it back down later on. I know it's a little hard to kind of tell what we're working with now that his little jaw mask is removed. But I was happy that that came off. And we are going to detail that. It's not going to just be painted. We're going to try and carve details in it. Because you go to any Halloween shop and you look at one of those that actually has a fair amount of detail put into it. Just I guess you can tell in the show too. Like I said, very subtle. We're not going deep at all.
You know what I love about reality TV the most? The bad guy. Talk on Rosa, that crazy bitch with the fake leg. I did my homework. Sure.
I'm going to go back through some pictures though. I don't remember. Did Twisty the Clown have eyebrows? I do not rightly recall if he did or not. His face was painted. It's definitely something though I'm gonna have to look into. So like I said, I try and get the details as close as possible. I want it to look as close to the real subject matter as I can. And my skills and just other things make that a little difficult to do sometimes, but alright, let's work on these little tufts of hair real quick. They drive me nuts.
What's more important than screen time? Huh?
I tell you what, I don't know how much attention, like, I don't know how well I'm gonna actually try and get these tufts of hair to look exactly like the real thing from the show. Obviously I'm gonna make 3 little tufts and I'm gonna try and get the colors right. And I honestly thought about getting some sort of artificial hair that color as well to put on there. Like I said, I like to add elements of realism. And I can tell you what, since I removed the jaw mask, I'm going to have to really focus on something. I don't focus on a whole lot. I do add them on my carvings, but I don't give them as much detail as I normally should. But in order to hold his mask on, we're going to put little strings on his mask, just like he did in the show. But we really got to focus on the ears, making those very pronounced. That way those strings have something to hang on to. And I thought about doing his costume after it's carved, obviously. Carve all the details in, and then actually put real fabric on for his costume. I thought that would add a pretty neat detail. Sorry about any screaming in the background. We got American Horror Story Roanoke playing. I'm waiting for the next episode of Cult to come on. And normally I'd be playing American Horror Story 4 Freak Show, since this is the season he's from. But just changing it up a little bit, because I literally just watched it, because that's one of my favorite seasons. Alright, come on. Shrink down. Hope these camera angles are good, because I'm trying to keep them in mind as I move. But I also got a dog hovering around my feet, doing who knows what. He's up to no good all the time. Probably getting close on our time to end this clip, unfortunately. I don't have actually stopwatch or nothing, just kind of keep a mental note of it. But running down the gist of it for you. That's not too bad. You have to shrink this little bit down here, so we'll draw an ear on. I don't know if you can see what I'm pointing at. You have to thin this out a little bit here, because Twisty the Clown, John Carroll Lynch, has a bit of like an egg-shaped head, and that's quite wide. Not this way, but this way it's quite wide. We're going to thin that down, but we're going to draw an ear on there first so the ear is really pronounced. But we're going to keep working on it. I just want to show what stages we're at now. Let's see. Our little mask over here. If you look at it, see, we're going to have our removable mask like we were shooting for. So he ought to turn out pretty daggone cool. But we're going to work on the face some more. And as long as it's not detailing the face too much where you might miss a step, after that we're going to actually detail the mask. Alright, we'll be back.